Hello everyone, it's Georgia down in Australia, and once again it's been a while since I've done one of these, and mainly because I have recently given up my panic room and my craft space has been kind of in motion and moving around, and I now have bits and pieces all over the house, and I don't really have a really great place to be filming these things. So today we're kind of experimenting with the lighting and we'll see how this goes. Now this is going to be the first major project for my January 2024 event challenge called All Things New. And this is going to be the Bible art page. Now what I'm doing, you could really do on any page or any scripture. You may or may not have chosen a focus verse for this month's challenge. I don't really have a focus verse, but I am beginning with Revelation 21. Behold, I make all things new. It almost sounds a little bit cliche, but it's kind of not, because there's a whole lot of other meanings in the background that you will never know. Okay, and I'm going to keep this a very simple page and something that's kind of based on a watercolor print that I saw on Pinterest, and I thought, oh, this would make a really, really nice Bible page, especially for this theme. It was from memory. You know me, I see things, I go, that'd be a great idea, then I shut them down and I go away and do my own version, so that what I do is never exactly the same as what I saw in the first place. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's a bit of a problem when I go, oh, I can't remember what it was that I wanted to do. But this print had dark green leaves, and over the top of them some gold shapes or some gold tracing. So I thought that was a really, really great metaphor for things being made new. So what I've done on my page is I've drawn some leaves. Now my leaves are very, very simple. I basically just do a line, and at the end of that line I do a sort of a curve on either side like this. Sorry, I've already drawn these, but you know, I'm just walking you through it. A curve on either side, so larger at the bottom, tapering out to the top. And I'm going to paint those in shades of dark green. I'm adding a little bit of olive, and a bit of this is called aloe. All these Dina Wakley paints. There's my microwave beeping in the background. And I am going to simply, I'll start with the top one. Just paint these leaves in shades of dark green. Blending the colours together. And all I'm really concerned about at this point is the leaf shape. I'm just going to blend in a little bit of the olive. And in the background is my son who's just come home from work. So this is very interesting. As I said, this is an interesting video because I'm in the new location. It happens to be in the center of the house. So we're gaining all the sound effects of my house in this one, which is not a bad thing. And we say, hello, Joshua, stomping in the background. So just moving on to the next one. I'm blending in little bits of the olive to lighten it up, but not too much, because I do want the leaves to be quite dark, since I'm going to do that gold over the top of them. Tiny bits of that aloe to lighten up some of the parts of the leaves. And once again, not too much. And then I will just leave that to dry. It's going to be perfectly dry before I put the gold on it, because I don't want the gold blending into the green. So And we'll just leave that to dry now. Okay, so my paint is dry and it's night time now, so the lighting is definitely going to be a bit of an issue, but I'll just persevere and we'll see how things go. This will not look the best, I don't think, but you'll get the general idea. So I've got my dark leaves. They're not as horribly black as they look on screen right now. And the rest of this design is really going to be about adding lines and doodles to the page and keeping it quite simple. And I'm going to do all of it just with the gold Posca paint pen. Just starting with my, now I think I'll do the bottom ones first. I'm just going to outline them with this gold pen. So I'm doing a nice thick gold line around the outside of the leaf. And then I'm going to just put a line down the center. I could add the veins along the leaf, but I think I'm going to keep these ones quite simple. So just the outline and the line down the center. And I'll do that for all three of them. So that's my three leaves at the bottom. I might add just a tiny bit of gold on the stem part here. Okay, now the ones at the top, I'm going to do something a little bit different, kind of from memory of what this painting was that I saw on Pinterest. They kind of had an outline of a leaf on each of those, but just in gold. So I'm going to just very kind of roughly, and I'm sort of skewing it so it's not completely on the leaf. So half of it's on the leaf and some of it's off on the side. And this is really hard to do from from my perspective here. So I'm trying not to get my head under the screen of the iPad. So I'm doing this from far away, which is not real good. So it's very, very rough design I'm doing here, but that's okay. I should maybe have done this. Whoops. Oh boy. So this is going to be like the page of disasters. This is the page where I tell you all the things that you should not do. And one of those is you should not start at the bottom, then move to the top. And when you're at the top, put your arm over your page, because I've just smudged all the gold from this bottom leaf. But that's okay. I'll come back to it later and fix that up. In the meantime, I might just grab a bit of paper towel, put that over the top so my arm does not smudge it anymore. Okay. So on this top leaf, I will put the veins of the leaf, just to make my really weird shape here look like a leaf, because at the moment it's looking like, I'm not quite sure, something. And I'm going to do the same with this bottom leaf here. So this time I might actually do the line down the center first. That will help me get a better shape, I think. Now you could just leave it like that, or you can add some more doodles if you like. So I'm going to just do a few sort of vine kind of, can we see that? Here we go. I'll do some vine kind of designs here at the bottom. Whoops, I have to be careful because I almost went over my focus line. So see, I am making all things new. Oops, I'm doing that again, aren't I? Putting my hand on the paint. Now I know this is not going to be very visible because it's not a very strong colour or very colourful design, and I'm just drawing it over the text, but I just wanted it as something kind of subtle, so that's okay. And then we might do, I'm a bit scared to put my hand up here now. Might do some leaves coming down here. Just very rough designs that I'm doing. The ones that are going into the background. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Is it too late? Kind of smudge it out. I don't like what I did there. Sort of thinking, I'll go over this bottom leaf here. I'm wondering if I should perhaps write that verse on my page to make it more obvious. I think I will, because otherwise it's just, I don't know, it kind of gets lost in the background of all this colour that I've put over the top. So I think I might do that. Okay, so I've written the line in the centre of my page, highlighted it with my gold glittery Harry Potter pen, because sometimes your Bible art needs just a little touch of magic. Okay, I'm so funny. All right, and I think I might just add a little bit of spatter on the page. So I'm just getting some gold paint, kind of off screen, but there it is. And watering that down a lot. And I'm going to just place that paper towel over the majority of the page so I don't spatter over everything, because I don't really want that. I might just do that with my finger. It's a little bit more control that way. Just adding a little bit of gold spatter around the place. I might do that bottom corner as well. I'm not covering the entire leaf because I do want a little bit of spatter on some of the leaf, just not all of it. I think I'm kind of liking the spattery on the big leaves because they look like something's missing. Maybe I should have outlined them as well. All right, and I'll get a little bit of one of those greens, and I'll do a little bit of green spatter as well, more in the center. I'm not too worried about covering the leaves now, because if this goes over the leaves, it won't really show. Oops, I will cover the page next door though. And then just a little bit of that olive colour. So it's kind of, the olive kind of is a halfway point between the dark green spatter and the gold, I think. Okay, and I think I will leave it like that. I might just do one more thing, just because I can't stop. I'm going to grab my gold paint pen again and just do a little bit of border scribbling. Oops. So just very lightly and roughly, just scribbling around the edges of the border, just because since it's such a empty space kind of design, it looks like it's sort of floating in the middle of nowhere. So if I do this sort of scribble border, it sort of brings everything together into the one place. And it fills some of those empty spaces around the edges of the page. Okay, and now I am done. I will stop I will write the date on there at some point once this is all dried, because there's a lot of wet paint on it now. So I will write the date, and of course the secret journaling will happen after I've taken all the photos, and I'm sort of seeing some smudging happening here. Whoops. Okay, so all right, all things new. This has been the Bible art page. Look forward to some more projects. I'm not quite sure what they'll be, but we'll find out as the month goes on. If you would like to join this challenge, you can find it on my Patreon. The link will be in the description below. And if you would like to join my Facebook group, God's Refrigerator, I will actually have an album available there to share your pages if you would like to design one yourself. Look forward to seeing your take on this design, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.